Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now guys, the saga continues regarding Omoyele Sowore as the Department of State Services continues with this drama and intrigue that we have now come to know them for. So with that guys, I bring you this. We are waiting for someone to collect Sowore from our custody. So this is attributed to the DSS, and that's the headline. We are waiting for someone to collect Sowore from our custody, and this is a comment being made by the Department of State Services. So now let's see now what they have to say this time around. The State Security Services SSS has explained why it has not complied with the federal court's order to release Sowore from custody. Mr. Sowore met his bail conditions 2 days ago, and a federal judge signed papers for his release from custody. But 2 days later, the Sahara Reporters publisher remains locked up by the SSS. Amidst nationwide lampooning of the secret police for being lawless, it issued a statement on Friday night claiming Mr. Sowore had not been released because no one has come to look for him. Since the receipt of the order, no person has turned up to take delivery, and that is in quotation mark. So nobody has turned up to take delivery of Mr. Sowore from custody. Spokesman Peter Afanaya said in a statement, "This becomes imperative for reasons of accountability." Mr. Afanaya said the court has been informed of its reasons and the steps being taken to ensure compliance with its orders. The SSS, known for its history of repression under military dictatorships of the 1980s and the 1990s, has maintained its long-time notoriety as an institution with little regard for established order in Nigeria. Despite its claim of being law-abiding, the continued detention of Mr. Sowore is only one of several Nigerians the agency is unlawfully holding in its custody, some in defiance of substantive court orders. Mr. Sowore's lawyer and associates have been going to the SSS since his bail conditions were fully approved by a federal judge on Wednesday. When Mr. Sowore's lawyers tried to serve the agency the court orders on Wednesday afternoon, they were turned back, with the agency even admitting that it did so because it was at 3:30 when it had closed. Businesses close between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. weekdays in Nigeria, but security and law enforcement agencies are run 24 hours. As of Friday afternoon, Mr. Sowore's lawyers and associates were still at the SSS, but they were not acknowledged, and their attempts to get him released on the court order were rebuffed by the agency, whose officials were always heavily armed and aggressive. It also appeared unprecedented that a federal agency would decline to release an adult that had met all bail conditions on the basis that no one had come to pick him up. So now this is now what is going on now with this latest development now. So as I said in a previous video to Mrs. Sowore, please do not bother setting a table or a seat at your dinner, Christmas dinner table for Omoyele, because he's not coming home anytime soon. I am sorry to say, and I do not wish that on him, but of course we know the antecedents of these people, and this is their set play. So now the lawyers are there 24/7 attempting to get release of this guy, but they are denying them that release of Omoyele to them. So that's one instance. Another instance is, like this article rightly said, this is a man above the age of 18 who has met all of his bail conditions. So what the detaining or retaining agency then has to do, all that is left for them to do, is to take him to the front entrance of the premises, hand him back his personal effects, and give him sufficient enough money to take a taxi to a place that he wants to go to. That is what happens anywhere in the world. So if you are released from custody, then you are set outside of that place that you have been held in custody, and in most instances then given some stipend to get yourself to a place of safety or a place of your choosing. This is what happens. So you do not need to hand over a person who has met his bail conditions to another person, because it doesn't have to be receipted for. This is not mail order. You're not buying something from Amazon that you have to go pick up from the depot. No, this is a human being that has met the bail conditions in full, and the courts have released him, and the courts, I'm pretty sure, have not stipulated that he has to be released into the custody of somebody. So now this is now their now latest set play, but their real play, of course, is to retain this guy up to around about 3 o'clock thereabout, to then say that their offices are closed again, and then they'll then tell you that they're shut for the weekend. And Monday, of course, is a bank holiday in Nigeria, so it's a non-working day. And then before you know it, that guy is held till Tuesday, and then by Tuesday they'll then go back to a court to get another round of ridiculousness charged against him, and then detain him on the basis of that, and then the cycle repeats again. So this is now what is going on now, and this Ofanaya apparently is the point man, is the, you know, this Fulanization agenda. They always like to use a southern name as their front face, a bit like Malam Buhari would use Oshibanjo as a front face when he wants to go after the Yorubas and say, okay, go and tell them this in your grammar and your Yoruba accent so that they can understand it. So they're now using this guy now, this Ofanaya guy, to be the front face of this quite frontal thing that they are going after Sowore on. So now this is now this development now, but the chances of Sowore being released really are fairly remote, and we have seen this countlessly. So I feel sorry for Sowore, and I feel especially sorry for that Wale Bakare guy, a 21-year-old boy who doesn't really have the rigor or the sagacity for what is confronting him, because he's now in the lion's den, held in the jaws of the lion, and maybe he's going to get cracked. No one knows. It's just because we are really paying attention to this that they have not completely messed him yet. So now, why this mandate has not been released, I don't know, because if they are holding Sowore on reasons of treason, then what are they holding that mandate on is really the question, because we are not speaking enough of this Olawale Bakare. What are they holding that boy for? What is his charge? What are the charges leveled against him? So they can't accuse this boy of money laundering, because I doubt if this guy has 10,000 naira in his account. They can't accuse him of plotting treason, because this is just a student who is just battling his way through to get a degree and create a life for himself. So they can't accuse him of all of the things that they are leveling against Sowore. So what exactly are they leveling against this young boy? Because a young boy he's only 21, and if he's 21, then he was a teenager 3-4 years ago. So really, pretty much a fairly young guy, even not a child, but a young man, you know. So what charges are they leveling against this young man, and why have they not released him separately from Sowore? Because of course we know that it is Sowore that they want to hold for life, but why are they then holding this boy as collateral damage, as an appendage? His name is not Sowore now, his name is Bakare, you know, and his name is not Omoyele, his name is Olawale. So now let's treat this boy separately, and also focus the spotlight on this boy as well, and at least get this boy out of the clutches of the Malamis and the Jamjaweeds first. Because if this boy gets Jamjaweed fully, in a way that we know that Malam Buhari can Jamjaweed somebody, then I really fear for him. That could be the beginning of his end. If they hold on to this boy to probably the middle of next year, then they could well damage him so much psychologically that he might as well just be another statistic as a wasted youth. So let's rescue this boy. Especially, I am speaking up for this Olawale Bakare, because I am not clear in my own mind on what the charges are against this boy, who has committed no higher a crime than to hear that there was a protest going on somewhere, and to attend to exactly see what was going on there in his own country. So there's an event, there's a commotion going on within your own city, in your own country, and you as a young man have gone to attend to see and find out exactly what is going on. And this is the high crime now that they're holding this boy on and putting a 50 million or a 20 million naira tag on his life, effectively, is what they are doing, and they're happy to mess him up. What do you think that somebody like Malam Buhari will care about somebody called Olawale Bakare? He doesn't even know. It might as well be a speck on his food that he has to flick away. He doesn't give the beginnings of a damn about somebody like Olawale Dakare. So the people who has to give a damn, of course, about Olawale Bakare is you and I. And sorry, I've gone on a bit of a tangent on this one. It's just that that boy's name suddenly flashed across my mind, and I just suddenly realized that every time that we speak to this Sowore story, we don't mention enough that boy, a 21-year-old kid that is being held in custody for reasons he's not even aware of, and God knows what is going on in his mind. So I'm just flashing him up, as well as, of course, speaking to the Sowore situation. And I'm saying again that Mrs. Sowore, do not bother setting a place at the Christmas dinner table for Yele, because the chances of him getting home for Christmas are between slim and none. Conversations in the comment section. Omoyele spending Christmas with his family is the question that I'm asking. Do you think he will, or do you think he won't? Come tell me all about it in the comment section. But before you do this, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. Bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Then come tell me what you're making of the life and times of Omoyele Sowore in the comment section. So I'll leave you here. Join in the comment section. But here I say peace.